Yes, I decluttered the space. Yes, I shifted the mindset. Yes, I did the hard work in therapy. Yes, I showed up when I didn't feel like it. Yes, I cut off what was draining me. Yes, I did the work in the dark. Now what? Nobody shows you how boring it is. Everyone just shows you the before and after. But nobody shows you that middle, that long, quiet, unglamorous middle where you're doing all the right things and absolutely nothing is happening yet. And that's the part that almost made me quit. Hey, my name is Nikki, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am so glad you found me. I'm just a regular mom figuring this life out with no filter, no perfection, just the honest truth. So today we're going to talk about that part of the glow up that nobody posts. Not the wins, not the rock bottoms, but that boring stretch in between. The part where you've already started. You're putting in that work, but the mirror, the scale, literally like your whole life is just there, not changing fast enough to feel like it's worth it. And girl, I lived in that stretch for a very long time. And some days I get to revisit it. So this is me telling you the truth I wish somebody had told me when I was sitting on the floor trying to figure out how the heck I'm going to start over. Because the thing that finally got me through it is not what I thought it was going to be. So the basis of this whole video and what it sits on is that the middle isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. The middle is the work. Everyone thinks the hard part is starting or the hard part is the rock bottom. Mm-mm. The hard part is that Tuesday, that random, boring, nothing special Tuesday. That Tuesday where you drink your water, you do your skincare, you show up for yourself, and you get absolutely no reward for it. No reward, no before and after, just you and that ripe, juicy pimple on your forehead, and a promise that nobody saw you make. That random Tuesday is where the whole thing is actually built. And let me just say, that middle part is lonely. Because when you're at your rock bottom, you'll have people rallying around you, supporting you, lifting you up, giving you all of like the praises and, oh, you get through this, you can do that. But after that all fades, it's just you. Nobody's watching the middle. Nobody's going to throw you a party for the 90 days that you quietly kept going and you didn't post about it. You're doing the realest work of your life and it's happening with zero audience. And I had to make peace with that. So I'm here to tell you the middle part is boring and I'm not going to dress that up. There were weeks where my glow up was woke up, did my skincare, drank my water, went to work, came back home, went to bed. That's it. There was no drama, no breakthrough. There was no big moment. It was just me repeating and doing the same thing over and over. And your brain hates that. Your brain wants the theatrics, it wants the drama, it wants the excitement. But real life doesn't give you that. It gives you Tuesday. And in this space is where it really breaks your spirit because you don't see the quick change. You're doing everything right, and the mirror is still telling you the same story. I lived this. I lost so much weight, and yet I still feel like the same woman 2 years ago because my brain hadn't caught up with my body yet. But there were real, actual changes that were happening in my life. And when you can't see it, your flesh and the enemy, they start to creep in and they start to say things like, see, I told you it's not working. You might as well just give up. So here's what changed for me. I just kept the promise I made to myself, anyways. Because if I only showed up when I could see progress, I will quit every single time that mirror lied to me. So I kept drinking the water. I kept taking those walks, not because I felt like it was working, but because I decided that I am the woman who's going to keep her word to herself now. That's it. That's the whole shift. I let the small things be enough. I let those same small things actually count to make a difference. Some days my whole win was I went and put my walking shoes on. I didn't walk far, but I put them on. And girl, that sounds like nothing. But proving to yourself that you are going to do exactly what you said you're going to do, even at the smallest level, that's the trust that you're building with yourself, one brick at a time. So the shoes were never the point. The point was me becoming somebody that I can rely on. And here's the part that I didn't really count on. God showed up in all of the ways. He showed up on that random Tuesday. He showed up at my rock bottom. He showed up when I looked in the mirror and I didn't see myself. He consistently showed up. And he definitely was in the quiet, boring spaces, in those nothing special mornings where I almost quit and just didn't. I think what it was that I spent years looking for a sign, a loud sign or something dramatic to show me that I was on the right path. I was consistently looking for my purpose. And what I realized is that sometimes you just have to keep going. And through the quiet, even through the loud moments, God shows you your path. God shows you the way that you're supposed to go. It just happens. And He is so notorious and good for that. He wasn't making it exciting. He was building me to make me consistent. And consistency was the thing that I could never do on my own. So if you're in the middle part right now, that boring, slow, quiet middle part, just know you're exactly in the place where you're supposed to be. This is where everything gets built. This is where your road starts to look straight. Staying stuck where you are is hard, but pushing through that middle boring part is even harder. Both of them are asking something from you. You just get to choose which hard actually moves that needle. I'm here to tell you it's gonna suck for a while, but do it anyway. So I want you to think of the smallest promise that you know that you can keep to yourself today. It doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need to be dramatic. It doesn't need to be a whole overhaul. Just something small, like I'm gonna put my shoes by the back door today, or I'm gonna make sure that I have my water bottle on the counters to remind myself I'm going to fill it up. Not because your whole life is going to abruptly change tomorrow, but because you are becoming the woman who keeps her word. Drop it in the comments and let me know what that one small promise you kept to yourself was. This is a no judgment zone. Or you can just name it in your heart. God hears you. You're allowed to be proud of the work that nobody sees. And I'm still showing up on those random Tuesdays right alongside with you. If this video helped you out at all, please like the video. It helps me get to other women who needed to hear this message today. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you can follow along on my journey. And remember, love yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.